Paul was on the ship. Storm came up while they were on their way. Has anybody ever experienced a spiritual storm that you didn't know how you were going to make it out of? Winds began to blow, things began to happen, and it got so dangerous on the ship that they began to unload the ship to try to make the ship a little bit lighter. That's what some of us also need to do in our own life. When things begin to get rocky, that's when you begin to look at your life to see, now, do I really need this? Can I make it without that? Is this thing right here really necessary? I told the leaders this morning in our brief little meeting, I said, you got to pick and choose your battles. You got to pick and choose what you're going to fight over, because you might be at home arguing with your spouse, and you can win the argument but lose the marriage. Talking about I won. Yeah, you won, but she done walked out with 2 suitcases. I'm right, yeah, but he ain't coming back now. Talking about I won. You didn't win, you lost. And sometimes you got to learn how to be a good loser. Y'all ain't helping me on that. You're going to have to learn how to win by losing. So they're on the ship now. They're beginning to throw some things off the boat because if the ship's going to go down, it's not going to go down because we got a lot of junk, extra stuff on the ship. So they begin to unload the ship. The Bible says that they begin to lighten the ship because they knew that they were in for a storm in their life. They begin to go on, and Paul said, sirs, Paul said, look, now we shouldn't have went this route. We shouldn't have launched. And sometimes after the storm has rose in your life, you in the storm now. There's something that you just cannot go back and change. Some stuff that you've experienced in your life, you just cannot go back and change. You're going to have to learn how to deal with it and get victory over the stuff that you've already experienced. Paul said, look, we should not have launched out, but guess what? It was too late by then. Now I'm in here, and I've got to learn how to make it by loosening some things off of this ship. They went on, and as Paul began to encourage the people, the Bible said that an angel showed up to Paul and said, Paul, now you in this storm right now, but tell the people that nobody's going to lose their life. I come to tell somebody today that nobody in here is going to lose your life over the storm that you're going through right now. Nobody's going to lose their life. Now, you might lose some things. You might lose some friends. You might lose some stuff, but you're not going to lose your life. And then the word came to Paul and said, Paul, tell the people that they have to stay on the ship. It's not time to jump off the ship now. You know why? Because everything is about timing. God, everything is about timing. Whatever you do has got to be about timing, because you can jump off too quick and drown, and you can stay on too long and still drown. But when God says it's time to evacuate, now it's time to evacuate. Why? Because God is getting ready to close one door and open up another door. Well, the storm began to progress. Now the ship is beginning to fall apart. Now the word came back, and Paul said, now look, if we all jump off, we can all try to swim. The centurion began to look at Paul and look at Paul and all the other prisoners and say, now we got to kill Paul and all of the soldiers, because if we don't and we get to the place where we're going, they might kill us. And they purposed to take Paul and all of the prisoners out of here. So he said, Pastor, what does that mean? That just simply means that the devil is trying to keep you from getting to your destination. Look at somebody and say, the devil's trying to take you out of here. But God has another plan for you. Paul said, you don't have to kill us. We're not going anywhere. Paul went on to say, he said, now look, all of you, because the ship is going down, he said, those that can swim, you better learn how to get in that water and swim to shore. I come to tell somebody that's been trained in survival, you better pull out your survival skills and get ready to get your victory, because the devil is not going to make it easy for you. I'm looking at some folk right now that's going going out and I'm going to make it. If I got to make it by myself, I'm going to make it. You ought to